Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for March the 26th, 2022. It's the end of the third month of the year already, and Mickey Mouse, the main attraction, still hasn't released Part 1 in the US. Isn't that lovely? But we are a quarter of the way through this year already. And, I don't know where I'm going with that. I don't have anywhere to go with that. It's just an observation of the obvious. So this week we are going to look at some Funko Pops, all Disney Funko Pops. We've got 5 of them to look at, 3 kind of proper Disney, 2 from one of their more recently acquired things. And one of those is, to me at least, a little special. But we'll start first of all with this one. Pop 1140, Disney's Winnie the Pooh. A box lunch exclusive. It's Winnie the Pooh reading. They've had another one. Is it on the back here? It's not on the back here. They do have a Heffalump and a Woozle though, so that's kind of cool. Eeyore's not great there. But they have another one of these now. I think it's a box lunch exclusive. That is like Blustery Day Winnie the Pooh, which is kind of cute. And that might be a future acquisition. But for now, let's get this one in the box and take a closer look at him. And here he is, the chubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff. It's Winnie the Pooh. And he looks actually very, very small out of the box, doesn't he? I guess because he's sitting down and not standing. Also, he's a stuffed bear. But he's reading a book, and sadly, it looks like they have made it so that you can't see into the book, but also I'm guessing that means they haven't printed anything in there anyway. It's like a little Easter egg. He does not appear to have any posability, which is probably fine because his head's like right up against the edge of that book there. But it's a very cute little look, and I don't know what story he's supposed to be from. I'm sure it's from a specific one, but I don't know which one it is. But it is cute, and I don't see any major flaws on him, which is nice. We so often get these things out of the box and find like a big paint error or something, usually somewhere where it's not visible, but still annoying to find it. But yep, he is looking good. We'll put him right back there as we move on to our next pop, which is Pop 1015, part of the Disney Princess Celebration Collection, and it is Cinderella. And there are 5 in this series. We have Cinderella, Pocahontas, Moana, Rapunzel, and Snow White. And I think we've seen all of them in the stores, in the wild. We just haven't picked them all up. Let's get Cinderella out of her box and see what she looks like. Here we go, out of the box. We have our Princess Celebration Cinderella. Looks like she is reading a story to, was it Jacques and Gus? Those are the mice. Look, they've even done them like in the pop style with the big black pop eyes. Her head turns. Yay, I mean, she's reading, so I guess she could turn to look at the camera, look away from the book and look at the camera. Let's see, her book, nope, nothing written in her book either, looks like. Can I even get a good angle of that on the camera? Not really, I don't think, but I can see it, and there's nothing in the pages. But she has her little basket of yarn. It's kind of more detailed than you get in a lot of pops. I mean, and you get that base there. They put a lot of extra work into that base. Nice detail work, but I think these Princess Celebration ones all have like more detail, because the Rapunzel has the big long hair, and Moana has the wave. It's very, very light base though. She feels like she might actually weigh less than Pooh over here does, despite having extra stuff. She's very light, but again, nice detail work. I feel it's recognizable. Oh, got a little like separation error over here, but that's at the back. But I feel like, it's a pretty decent representation of her as a pop. I mean, it's recognizably her. I think if you just plopped this down to somebody, no box, no discussion, they would realize she is meant to be Cinderella. Now let's move Cinderella back here as well, because while we didn't buy all of the Princess Celebration Pops, or at least not yet, we did buy another one of them, and that is The other end of the series, Pop 1019, Snow White. And yep, basically the same box on the back, same other characters. So the Moana's got that wave. And I think that's like her and the wind. I don't remember. I think I've only seen that one in person once, and honestly, unless my wife wanted to be like a completionist on this series, I don't think we'd get the Pocahontas one. I could see getting Moana. We do actually have like the bigger Moana with the boat pop. And I could see maybe getting Rapunzel. But yeah, Pocahontas, that one just doesn't do a lot for me. So like that would be only if we wanted to be completionist. But we generally don't do that anymore. So let's get her out of the box and take a better look at what she's got going on around her. And here she is out of the box. And she has a little furry woodland creature who I don't think had names. It has been decades since I've watched Snow White. But I don't think her little creatures have names. But she has a pie, so that's nice. And I guess this is the part where she's cleaning the dwarves' house. You know, maybe they've done it, I don't remember it, but a set like with her and like the 7 dwarves in a box, like that Mickey Through the Ages pop I looked at a couple years ago. Like that with the 7 dwarfs, or I guess maybe even just the 7 dwarves on their own. That still could be pretty cool. And I didn't mention prices, but she was $10.90. Winnie the Pooh was $14.90, I assume because he's a box lunch exclusive and you can't buy him anywhere else. And oddly, Cinderella, despite being the same series, and frankly, I mean, I wouldn't say any less quality or greater quality than Snow White there, but she was $12.90. And all 3 of these, I believe, came from Box Lunch. I know at least one of these did. I think both of them did. And of course, obviously, Winnie the Pooh did because he's a Box Lunch exclusive. But yeah, she's got the extra stuff going on. She's got done some different stuff with the floor, which is kind of interesting. I'm surprised they didn't just use the same printing for both. Or maybe they did for the floor itself, but not for the side of the base. And she is, of course, noticeably paler, almost white, almost Snow White in her complexion compared to Cindy over there. And again, we've got the same the pop treatment on her little furry woodland creatures. Well, I guess the turtle's not furry, is he? They. But they do still have the big, black, dead, soulless pop eyes. All right, so that finishes our Disney. Now we move on to the more recent acquisition Disney, and by recent I do mean within the last 20 years now, because it's been a while. And that is going to be with Pop 482, Luke Skywalker with Grogu. And I realize looking at this now that I think this is the same sculpt as the Valentine's Luke Skywalker with Grogu. Although I think they added, like with the Mandalorian one, they added an I love you or something onto it somewhere, or changed the base, gave it a box of chocolates instead of whatever it is he's holding there. I guess that's Luke's hand, isn't it? But this one was $11.90, probably also from Box Lunch. Maybe Hot Topic, one of those two. And it is part of the Mandalorian Series 2 collection that didn't come out until Book of Boba Fett was already airing, much like with the Lego kits that they've released that are really more Mandalorian Series 2 than they are Book of Boba Fett. And a few in the set. We got Bo-Katan is kind of interesting. Boba Fett. So now, Boba Fett and the Cobb Vanth Pop, they look to me almost identical. I mean, obviously the outfits are a little different, the poses are different, but I think if you saw that Cobb Vanth just sitting out of its box, you would think it was Boba Fett. It would take you a while to realize that wasn't just a different Boba Fett figure. But let's get Luke out of the box here and take a look at him. And here he is, vaguely off-putting CGI Luke Skywalker from the final episode of Mandalorian Series 2, come to take Grogu away and train him in the ways of the Jedi. And hey, interesting thing on this box, it's got a backing card of the Mandalorian symbol. Isn't that cool? Because these small ones don't usually get backing cards. The princess ones didn't. Winnie the Pooh didn't. But yeah, Luke Skywalker here did. And again, I think this is the same sculpt as the Valentine's Day one. I never bought the Valentine's Day one. I never found it anywhere. I mean, Amazon had it, but I didn't order it from them. I wasn't that into it. And I don't have the box for the Din Djarin one that we did get at hand to look at the back of it. But I am pretty sure that is the exact same sculpt. Only the Valentine's Day version is in like red and pink. And of course, being Star Wars, he's a bobblehead. Because all Star Wars and Marvel ones are. Even in situations where it doesn't make sense. Like if you look back last year, maybe the year before, when I got the Han Solo and Carbonite pop. And that's got a spring in it, despite the fact the Han and Carbonite is nowhere near heavy enough to actually bobble. I mean, at least this bobbles. That one is just like an absolute waste of a spring that clearly is only fulfilling some sort of legal obligation. But flip him around, that's just a bit of dust or something. That's not an error in him. It's got his cloak. And actually, no, the face doesn't look weird. I mean, doesn't look any weirder than any pop normally does. I make that crack, of course, because it did look a little off in the show. And even the Lego version of him looked a little weird, because like they had that like weird dimple in his chin that looked almost like a goatee. But we have a little Grogu here, and yep, that's just Luke's hand he's holding on to. I was thinking maybe it was like a bag of cookies or something. But nope, he's just holding on to Luke as he's being abducted to be trained. And ultimately, spoilers, will betray Luke. And that's undoubtedly what sets Luke off on the downward spiral to the events of the third trilogy. But yep, still very cute. A nice one. I'm honestly not 100% sure why I bought it. Maybe because I had Grogu with it. I mean, yeah, we're just still... I know I say every time I do a pop with Grogu that I'm trying to not buy Grogu pops. But to be fair, this is a Luke pop with Grogu. It's not a Grogu pop. So, only half a fail? Well, let's force you back there because we have one more. And this one, I think, is a little special because it's the first time I've ever seen one of these in the wild. And by in the wild, I mean not at an anime or comic book show for like 5 times the shelf price. I'm talking about a Chase Pop. This is the only Chase Pop in the... We have like a couple hundred of these things, and this is the only Chase that we have, mostly because I won't spend $50, $60 to buy a Chase version at the anime show, which is why I don't have the Chase versions of Constance or Alexander Nitrikov. And that is Cobb Vanth. Yes, I was crap talking the Cobb Vanth pop literally like 3 minutes ago when I said look at Boba Fett, but this one, the Chase one, does not. And honestly, I wouldn't have bought, because obviously they had the other one too. If they have the Chase, they undoubtedly had the normal version. I wouldn't have bought the normal version because it looks like a Boba Fett pop. But this version does have Cobb Vanth's face exposed. And again, it's the first time I've ever gone into a shop and seen Chase Pops on the shelf. And I did not do the jerk thing, and I did not buy them all. They had like 2 or 3 more of him aside from this one. So I did the nice thing. I did not buy them all. I left them for somebody else. Probably this one person who I see at the anime show probably came in right after me, bought all the rest of the Chase ones I didn't get. But, you know, at least my conscience is clear. So let's very, very carefully... Oh, he's Pop 484, by the way. Also part of the Mandalorian series. And yeah, he came from Target, actually, which is why he has no price tag on the bottom. And I don't know, he's however much Target charges for Pops. They didn't charge extra for him because to their system, he's still the same exact SKU. But yeah, I went in there as I was putting stuff out. I was actually looking for the Black Series Bad Batch figures because I got Wrecker. And I know they've already released, I think it was Tech, and I think Echo is either just come out or is coming out soon. And I'd like to get those ones because the Bad Batch was just, they look like cool figures. And we'll probably look at least Wrecker, the one I have, sometime in the future. But for now, let's very, very carefully get Cobb Vanth out of his box and take a look at him. And here he is in all of his Timothy Oliphant-looking glory, Cobb Vanth unmasked. No Boba Fett helmet on him, although he does go with, the scuffed up, dinged up, scratched up armor of Boba Fett. But I think it's a nice one. I think this is a lot nicer than the basic Cobb Vanth. I mean, A lot of times the chase ones, like, you know, they glow in the dark, or like with the Haunted Mansion ones, they have more stretched out tombstone to them. But this is one of the few times I can think of where I've genuinely thought the chase version was just out and out a better pop. And that's because his face is exposed. I think it's a nicer look to it. Otherwise, and kind of a nice thing actually on this kind of pop too, is since his armor's all scuffed up and scratched and damaged anyways, if there are any defects on him, I can't tell. Like the Luke Skywalker one, he did have the Mandalorian backing card. Actually, you can probably get a better look at it on this one, because I don't have the plastic inner shell still in there. And yeah, weirdly though, you can't have him face forward. I mean, I'm assuming you're meant to have the Star Wars thing face to the front, which means he's kind of always kind of facing off to the side. If you want him to like look forward, well, if you want him to face forward, then you're at one angle. If you want his body facing forward, that's a whole nother angle. It's a thing. It's what they've done. But I'm really happy to have found this one, because it does just genuinely, to me, look nicer than the normal one. Boop. And that is it for this week. We have 5 Disney Pops. And look, they kind of line up in height, don't they? That was not intentional. I was kind of going in just like number order, really, with these ones, because, you know, these two are sequential, those two are sequential. But yeah, they kind of all just work out from tallest to shortest. That's neat. I think that's neat. If you think it's neat, then please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I do thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, she's got a little bit of glitter on her or something there. Nope, still there. Maybe that's just an error in the paint. Shoot, we did find an error in the paint.